Hello, this is a tutorial that's going to walk you through the steps that you would need in order to print student work from Google Classroom. Open up Google Classroom using Google Chrome or whatever web browser you use. In my opinion, Google Classroom works really well with Chrome, so that's what I tend to use. But if you're in Safari or some other resource, so go ahead and open that up. My teaching slides will be working from Windows 10, and I will also be using Google Chrome in my tutorial. Some of your screens could look a little bit different from mine. When you get into Google Classroom, I recommend that you click the About button up at the top. When you do that, you will notice that there's a folder over here on the left that says Class Drive folder. This is how you're going to move over to see all of your student work for a specific assignment easily. When you click on Class Drive folder, it will probably open up a new tab and you will see all of your assignments for that classroom inside Google Drive. Look specifically for the assignment that you want to print. In this situation, I'm printing Word Art Projects. So when I double click on Word Art Projects, it's going to take me into the student work that was submitted. Here you'll see the 9 files that I have in my test classroom. In order to save these to your hard drive and print them, you would click on one of those assignments. After you click on one assignment, use 2 buttons on your keyboard. Choose the Control button and hold the Control button down, and then touch the letter A. What you're doing when you choose these 2 buttons is that you're telling the computer to select all in that window, in that area, on that screen. Control All means that you want all of those items to be selected. Once you have selected all of the student work that you want to print, then you're going to bring up a dialog. Now, let me back up and then just say one thing. Let's say that you want to print all but 2 of them or all but 3 of them. Choose Control A, and then while you're holding the Control button down, you can click on the 3 or 4 or whatever projects you don't want printed, and it will deselect just a few of those projects for you. Once you have selected everything that you want printed, that's when you are going to hover on top of one of these projects, and then you're going to do a right click. When you do a right click on top of one of those projects, you're going to see this menu appear. When this menu appears, please choose the Download button. In the bottom right corner of your screen, if you are using Google Chrome, you will see this taskbar show up, letting you know the progress of what you want saved. And typically, if it's multiple files, it's going to zip those files together. Once those files are ready for you, Google Chrome will deposit just a little access link for you at the bottom left corner of Google Chrome. You can click one time right here in order to access that folder. When you click one time on that little access button, it's going to open up this window. And when it does, there's a little zipper that appears on that folder indicating that those items have been zipped together, and it is a compressed folder. So you want to extract all of that information so it's no longer zipped together. Click this button right here one time. Inside the Windows operating system, you'll see Extract All again. This is what it looks like in Windows 10. I don't know what it looks like in any other version. When you click the Extract All button one more time, you're going to see a screen that looks like this. If you're knowledgeable about computers, you can click the Browse button and you can choose Desktop, and then you can rename the folder if you want to, or choose whatever destination you want. If you're not very familiar with computers, my thought is just leave this part alone and don't bother browsing. Come down here to Extract when you're ready to move on. When you do that, the folder with the extracted content will instantly open for you. You can, at this point, click on one of the items inside of this folder. I recommend using the strategy that we used earlier. Click on one item and then choose Control A in order to select all of these items. This is what it looks like when all of those items have been selected. Just a reminder, Control A. When all of these items have been selected, you can do a right click on any one of these items for this menu to appear. And then you've got the print option right here. What I'm showing you here should also work for Word documents as well. So if all of your students finish an essay and you have Google Doc files that have been submitted to you in Google Classroom, when those Google Doc files download to your computer, they're instantly converted to Microsoft Word documents. So if I were to repeat what I'm doing right here and all of these were Word documents, I can actually just print all of those using this same strategy. This menu would appear, and then you can print multiple Word documents at the same time. Because these are images, my next screen is specific to just images. So when the next screen appears, I have two copies of almost the same thing right here. This area right here is important. You want to make sure that you're actually sending that information to a printer. So choose this little drop-down menu and then figure out where your destination is, wherever it is that you want to print. In addition to that, I recommend that you pay attention to this button right here where it says Fit Picture to Frame. Right now, there's a little bit of clipping. You see how some of the heart up here is gone, and then some of the heart down here is gone. If you want to make sure that absolutely nothing is clipped off, then it's important to pay attention to this button. On the right-hand side over here, it's just a picture, so I can't move this rectangle up and down. You can choose different sizes right here. Once you have figured out what size you want, how many copies of each you want, and whether or not you want clipping, then you're going to choose the print button right here. When I move to the next screen, I'm showing you another way that you can print this information. It's really short. So if you're not sure whether or not you want to pay attention, it's short and it's easy. So if you don't have access to these windows that pop up right here, then let me show you that next thing. Another way to print is that you can open up a Word document and then have it positioned right next to this folder right here. Click on one item, choose the Control A option to select all of those files, like I've said already. Choose Control A, all of them will be selected. Click, hold your mouse button down, and then drag all of those files over on top of this brand new open Word document, and you'll see how all of those files are going to come over here. When you come over here and then let go of your mouse button, all of those projects will just instantly populate in here, one project per page, and then come up to File and then print your document like normal, or email it to someone who has the capability of printing something in color, and then they can turn around and get those documents back to you. I hope this video tutorial was helpful for you and answered many of your questions. If you want to save your folder and rename it, just go into the Downloads folder, locate that specific folder, and then rename that folder and then move it wherever you wish if that's your thing. Because when it downloads, there's just a long series of numbers that make up the title. But if you want to hold on to that and use it as a sample for next year for a teaching sample, then you can hold on to those resources if you want to, wherever you want to on your computer. Thanks for paying attention and have a great day.